Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a really extraordinary piece, Edouard Manet's In the Conservatory.
A fascinating one.
Absolutely. And our sources suggest it's not just beautiful, it's actually a masterclass in how Manet was rethinking, well, everything about composition and space.
Radically rethinking it, yeah.
So our mission today, to unpack how he used lines, space, depth, or the lack of it in ways that were frankly revolutionary for his time, challenging all those traditional ideas. So try and visualize it with us as we go. We're going piece by piece into this incredible work.
Okay.
Okay, so when you first look at in the conservatory, maybe it doesn't scream revolution, but our sources call it one of the most important works for understanding Manet's unique take on lines and space.
It really is key. And I think one of the first things that jumps out, something the sources highlight immediately, is just how limited the space and depth of field are. It's quite striking.
Limited how?
Well, look at the background. Behind the figures, you've got this dense, it's described as a green plant tapestry. But the way it's painted, it's almost difficult for the eye to penetrate. It doesn't really recede,
Okay.
It serves, as one source puts it, absolutely as a background painting. It stands absolutely like a paper wall.
A paper wall. What?
Exactly. There's no real sense of depth or light making that greenhouse feel voluminous. It's just this dense forest of stems and leaves, and the whole scene kind of unfolds right on it, not in it.
Okay, let's unpack that. A paper wall background. That's a strong image. How does he carry that flatness through to the figures themselves? Do they have more dimension?
That's the crucial part. They don't. Not really.
Yeah.
The figures are absolutely key to this deliberate lack of depth.
Also.
Take the woman. She completely occupies the foreground. Completely. And you notice you actually cannot see her legs in the painting.
Oh, yeah, they're cut off.
They're outside the frame. And even more telling, her knees also extend beyond the foreground she occupies.
No pushing forward?
Exactly. It's a deliberate choice, the sources say, made in order not to leave any depth of field. It's almost aggressively anti-depth.
And the man behind her.
He's also part of this. He leans completely forward towards us, so much so that his face is very large, appearing so close that it's almost indistinct.
Right, like he's right on top of the viewer.
Yes, and the more he leans forward, paradoxically, the narrower the space he himself occupies becomes within the painting's structure. It's all part of what the sources call a closure of space.
Right, closing it off. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. This deliberate closure of space, this flatness. It's also described as a game of vertical and horizontal lines. So what does that mean for how the painting is actually, put together?
It's a brilliant game, actually. It's all about the interplay of these lines. Look at the composition. The whole painting is fundamentally separated by the wooden plank of the chair back.
That strong horizontal line.
Exactly. And it's repeated. The sources point out how this straight line is repeated for the first time here, for the second time here, and for the third time here. Maybe subtle echoes, but they're there.
And the woman's umbrella.
Yes. The white part of the woman's umbrella emphasizes this straight line, too. It reinforces that horizontal.
Okay, so horizontals are key. What about verticals?
They're just as important. You have the clear vertical strips of the entire chair back. And notice how even if there's a hint of a diagonal, it's usually short, and it cannot express depth in this context. It doesn't lead the eye inwards.
Right.
Now look at the woman's skirt. This is fascinating. The pleats initially seem to form vertical pleats, kind of fanning out, but the uppermost pleats are horizontal, deliberately echoing the four basic straight lines of the chair.
Ah, so they change.
They transition, yes. If the skirt were to actually hang down naturally, the pleats would eventually become vertical. But Manet plays with this. The sources call it the game of pleats, suggesting that from the umbrella down to her knees, you can see this movement from horizontal to vertical being replicated.
That's really subtle. And their arms, do they play into this axis game?
Absolutely. They're central to it. One arm is hanging down, a clear vertical. The other is placed horizontally across her lap.
Right in the middle.
Exactly. In the center of the painting, forming visual highlights. They literally replicate the painting's axis. And these aren't random lines. They are the same vertical and horizontal lines as the dark lines forming the chair back and the internal composition of the painting.
Wow.
So you see, the entire thing is meticulously composed around these vertical and horizontal lines. Every tool, all means are used to eliminate, obliterate, and abolish the meaning of depth in space. Instead, it's all about highlighting vertical and horizontal lines.
Okay, this raises a big question then. If he's so focused on flattening the image emphasizing these lines, abolishing depth. What's he saying about painting itself? About the medium?
That's the deeper layer, isn't it? He's absolutely making a statement about the medium. I mean, think about it. Fundamentally, oil painting is a flat surface, a plane composed of horizontal and vertical lines. The canvas weave itself.
Right. It's inherently flat.
Manet isn't trying to hide that. He's leaning into it. But our sources suggest his method is even more cunning and strange.
Cunning. How?
It's described as thinking of the canvas not just as a plane, but as even more a plane that has a front and a back.
A front and back. Like
Yeah.
the physical object.
Exactly. And the suggestion is, if you want to put it this way, Manet plays precisely this game with this idea of the front and the back of the canvas. He's forcing you to acknowledge its objecthood.
So it's not just about the scene in the painting, but about the painting as an object. A flat thing. He's sort of playing with the very fabric of painting, making us aware of the surface, not just the illusion.
Precisely. He's pulling back the curtain, making you conscious of the construction, the flatness, the lines, the reality of the painted canvas itself.
So just to recap for everyone listening, in the conservatory isn't just this lovely portrait. It's really Manet showing us how deliberate flatness, these repeating lines, this almost shocking lack of traditional depth, how they force us to see the painting as a constructed thing, not just a window somewhere else. Our sources really bring that home. Understanding these specific choices shows how artists can twist basic elements like line and space to completely change how we experience an image. It really makes it look differently, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And maybe if we connect this to the bigger picture, Manet, through this whole game, this front-back idea, abolishing depth, he isn't just showing you a scene in a conservatory.
Right.
He's subtly challenging the whole illusion of reality in art itself. He's inviting you, the viewer, to question what you even perceive as deep or flat.
That's a fascinating thought.
And maybe that questioning extends beyond paintings. Perhaps it's a way to think about how you engage with information generally, what seems deep, what's just surface.
A fantastic and definitely provocative thought to leave you with. Keep exploring, keep questioning those surfaces, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.